The third Sunday of Easter, 19th of April 2026. Theme: The absence present God in the stranger. Two disciples walking on the road away from Jerusalem, away from the traumatic experience of the crucifixion and death of Jesus, their friend. Two people discussing with each other their shattered hopes and dreams, or moreover sharing the grief over a death they do not understand. Suddenly, a stranger joins them walking and interacts with the two. In the first phase, the third person just listened. The two disciples gladly shared the experience and connection building. They will pray as, and the news of these dramatic events or death of Jesus has not reached the stranger. All Jerusalem is talking about that. How is possible that he has no idea? For the reader, this is rather a comical twist, because its reader should already know the stranger working along with the disciples, Jesus himself, the very one who experienced the death they were discussing. Now, that there's a connection between three. Jesus still not recognized by the disciple takes time to listen, and they've been presenting the scriptures explaining how it be necessary for the Messiah to suffer and then enter into his glory. The two disciples did not recognize who is talking to them, but they have no formal relationship because they invite Jesus to stay with them for the night. This offer shows a real interest in the other and the stranger they had just have met. Jesus accepts their hospitality, and finally, when he's breaking the bread, when the three share a meal together, the eyes of the disciples are open and they recognize the resurrected Jesus. Then Jesus vanished again from their sight. But now, in looking back, both disciples remember how indeed their hearts were burning when Jesus was walking alongside them interpreting the scriptures. The most of stranger receiving hospitality when to take living a blessing is known in the Bible. God is often present in the visiting stranger as an absent present. God, He is not recognized by the host of the first but only in the looking back and when receiving His blessing. For example, when God visited Abraham in the skies of three men, he also experienced Abraham's hospitality at first without Abraham knowing who he is visiting. Abraham just offered to take them strangers and then later a blessing the promise of a son. With parallel and looking back, Abraham knows that God had paid him a visit. So the biblical God of Israel likes to be invited in. He likes breaking bread with his people and establishing relationship based on trust. This is often the preparation of revealing himself. So the biblical God of Israel likes to invite it. In order to experience the presence of Jesus, the two disciples had first to open up, to look away from their own grief and be aware of the stranger. The other obviously grieving is necessary, but it should not black the view the need of others. As soon as the berries open of the stranger, they learn something new, a fresh look at scripture. And finally, when they took action actively inviting stranger in a breaking bread together, Jesus greeted them the gift of knowing his presence. For reflection discussion. Think about somebody who needs encouragement through scripture just by walking alongside them. How have strangers blessed your life?